welcome back. How are ya? I hope you're doing well. Today I want to share with you a dish that I found off the internet years ago, and I've been feeding it to my family, and my kids always loved it, and we would double the recipe, which I don't have to do that anymore. And it's called sweet and sour chicken, and it's so good, and it's so simple, and it really is a family favorite. So I'm going to show you what to do. We'll get started. Okay, the original recipe called for 3 to 4 chicken breasts, but I'm only using 2, and I probably don't even need this much, so we'll have leftovers. And you can also do this with chicken thighs, and chicken thighs are actually my favorite because that's my favorite piece of chicken. So anyway, I'm only using 2 chicken breasts today, and you also want to have 2 eggs that you're going to whisk and a cup of cornstarch, and you're going to dip the cut chicken, the cube, I guess not cube so much, but you know, chunk of chicken in the cornstarch, then the egg, and then you're going to not fry it, but brown it in about a 1/3 cup of oil, and then you just brown both sides and put it in a 13x9 dish, and then there's a second part with a few other ingredients, and it's really simple and it's so delicious. So let me cut these. Cut these up here. I just like to always dry my chicken, or any meat really. Okay. I try to leave it a little bit cold because you know it's always easy to cut meat excuse me, when it's colder. So let's see here. I'm just gonna cut it into strips. Can you see? Yeah. I'm just gonna cut it into strips. That might be too big. Okay. I don't like them too big, you know, because I got a little mouth. Maybe not. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut them, I guess about 1 inch, depending on what part of the chicken, because some, you know, this side's wider than this, so I'm gonna do my best. And I'm gonna cut this up, and I'll bring you back. Okay, I'm cutting on, I'm doing the best I can to make them even, but just remember, the smaller you cut them up, the more you're gonna have to do, because you do it individual in the pan, so don't put it too small unless, you know, you have all that patience and you have young kids. So, because it could take a while. This one. How's everybody doing? Seems like it's been forever since I did a video, but it really hasn't. I just went away for a few days with my husband to see our kids, and it was a beautiful, relaxing mini vacation, and oh, it was wonderful. But anyway, and the weather was beautiful for the most part, and it was just nice to see family. How's the weather by you guys? Today here in North Carolina, it is absolutely beautiful. It's like a summer day. Although, it's for some reason, it's always colder in my house. Always. I don't know why. It could be 80 outside and it's freezing in the house. So let me wash my hands and I'll show you the next step. Okay, so I'm just gonna pat this a little bit because it's wet again. Which it's gonna get wet, so. But the cornstarch will stick better. So I'm just gonna salt and pepper this. And you don't have to salt and pepper the eggs, but I always do a little because that's how you season in layers, and that's how you get your delicious flavor. Can't believe it's almost March. Summer's almost here. We got spring coming, and ooh, kids will be out of school. But it was a real quick year. Let me move this here. I have 2 eggs in this pan, and I just put some salt and pepper in it. And I'm just gonna scramble. the egg as best as I could. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna put that there, and then I'm just gonna take the cornstarch and move it around because I put some salt and pepper in there. I'll bring you over here. Let's see if I can get the whole thing. I can't, but I'll do my best. Okay, so I have one here. One piece of chicken. I'm gonna dip it in the cornstarch, kind of like tap it off. This is probably not even ready here. Let's put this up. And this is about a 1/3 cup of oil in my pan. And what I do is I just do a whole bunch because one by one is just so tedious. So, yeah, this is really delicious. And it's, you know, hardly any prep. You know, you just slice the chicken, you put the cornstarch, the egg in the pan, and then you just make a sauce and put it in the oven for about an hour. I always take it out a little sooner. The original recipe says an hour, but I take it out about 45-50 minutes. Okay, I'm just gonna bread a few more of these. Oops, I didn't turn that one over. And I'll bring you back and I'll show you how, you know, I'll show you what I do when I put them in the pan. Okay, I think my oil is ready. So I put the cornstarch on and I put it in the egg mixture. And let me see if the oil is ready. Not so sure. Yes, it's ready. So this is the most tedious, time-consuming part, and the rest is very easy. Just make sure when you put it in the pan to put it away from you. You don't want to splatter yourself. Delish. Okay, so this is what I'm doing. I'm just putting them in here and waiting for them to turn brown on the bottom. And I'll flip them and then brown both sides and put them in my 13 by 9 pan. And you'll get this when you're doing it. You'll get like long stringy parts of egg and cornstarch, which is perfectly fine by me. So I know they say presentation, but I'm fine with it. It's just my husband and I, and well, even though you eat with your eyes first, I don't mind it. Because you know you got that stringy part on the egg that just doesn't want to let go. Oh, I wish I was back on vacation. I didn't realize how much I needed it. And we went to a salt cave, and I was leery, you know. I didn't think it was legit, but it's legit. Not to bore you or anything, but I have an adrenal problem from my pituitary problem. Oh joy. I have like Sheehan syndrome or hypopituitarism, whichever way you want to say it, and I crave salt so bad, and I hate it because I crave so much salt that the one thing that really does it for me is potato chips, and I hate eating them because, you know, they're not healthy. And we went to this salt cave, and I did not have a craving for potato potato chips, and it's been like 3-4 days now, and I haven't had a craving. So I think that's something I regularly need to do. And it was so relaxing and it was beautiful. So I recommend it. I recommend it, and I hope to do it again. But of course it was nice to have, do it with family. So I just missed my kids so much, and it was so nice to see them. And my fur baby, my grand fur baby, and my son's girlfriend. It was really a wonderful time. Okay, so I'm just going to flip this when these are burnt. Well, I'll show you. Let me show you here. You don't want something this pale. You don't want that. You want something a little tanner. Let's see. This will be good. You can flip it. Okay, I'm gonna flip that, and then you gotta watch it, because all of a sudden it's turning brown real quick. Let me see if I turn this down a bit. Okay. Yeah, this is the most time-consuming, tedious part, and the rest is easy. All right, I'll be back. I'm gonna do all of them, and I'll bring you back. Okay. I'm going to put the ones that are ready in the pan. Then you don't have to spray it or anything. You just put it in there and do the next batch. And sometimes you have to refill the cornstarch. Sometimes you have to refill the oil. But I think I'm good today. And you really want both sides to... See if I can get it without taking off the coating or the cornstarch. You really want it like, can you see? Like, let me get you another one. That's not a good example. Let's see here. Not either. I can't get a good example. Well, okay, let's just say you want it this tan. You want it that, like, it doesn't show you really on camera, but you want them tan, okay? They are pretty much all there, this batch anyway. Okay, and don't make the mistake I made when I first made this. The recipe calls for vinegar, and I said, oh, I'm not using vinegar. I'm going to use the apple cider vinegar. Ooh, that was a mistake. It was so, oh my God, it was awful. It was just awful. We couldn't really eat it. So don't make a mistake. I mean, I'd rather have apple cider vinegar over just plain vinegar, but don't make the mistake I did. Please, have regular vinegar. Use vinegar, I mean. Okay, I'm going to put these in now. And then I have one more batch, and that's it. So, it's pretty quick, but it's just, like I said, tedious. But it's really worth it. It's so good. So good. And we're on vacation, and I really enjoyed it, but I don't like eating out all the time. I just don't. I feel some of these bathrooms, some of these restaurants, they say if the bathrooms aren't clean, then the kitchen isn't. Some of those bathrooms are looking pretty bad. Yeah, so I didn't have a stove, or I would have, the place we stayed in my son's apartment building, and they rent out a room, or like, it's not a full room, but it was really nice, and I enjoyed it, and we enjoyed it, but there was no stove. So that would have been nice. The next time we go to the same place, which I think we are, we'll bring a hot plate, and I could cook something on the stove. I know you don't want to hear this. I don't know why I'm talking about it. I'm just a little chatty today. But anyway, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna let this go. I'm gonna do the next batch, and I'll show you the sauce ingredients when I come back. Okay. If you hear my dog outside, I'm sorry. Okay, so here are all my chicken chunks. They all look like different size because it seems like they are. Because like I did my best, and they don't look great, but when you put the sauce on them, oh, the flavor is just awesome. Okay, this is a lot, but this is the sweet part, and we also have another sweet. 3/4 cup sugar. You could cut it down if you'd like, but it won't be as sweet. A 1/2 cup vinegar, not apple cider vinegar. Don't make that mistake. And then here I have 1 tablespoon of soy sauce and 4 tablespoons of ketchup. And it also calls for garlic salt, about a teaspoon, but I already put the salt in, so I'm just going to use garlic. And I also don't, that's my napkin over here, my towel. Also don't have garlic salt. So this is just garlic powder. I don't know if she got into my dog today. I guess she's making up for lost time. And that's it. And the oven does the rest of the job. And I have it preheated to 325. And what you want to do is, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry about her. You put it in this pan here. You mix it. You don't have to mix it right now, but in every 15 minutes, you want to mix it so it gets all the sauce evenly distributed. Just gonna get there. Sorry about her. She's definitely making up for lost time. Okay, and then I just kind of like move them, try to make them an even row here. Not rocket science or anything. And then in 15 minutes after I put it in the oven, 15 minutes, I'm gonna mix them around so they're evenly distributed. Okay, going in. And it's 325. I'm gonna set it for 45 minutes. And I'm just gonna make a note when it goes to 30 minutes to mix it. Okay, I'll be back and I'll show you the results. Okay, this is the first 15-minute mark, and I just want to let you know that you're not going to see anything different here, but also don't be alarmed don't be alarmed because you're going to smell very strong vinegar smell and think, oh my god, I put too much in, but it's not. I promise. And this is going to thicken up because of the cornstarch and probably the ketchup and sugars. So I'm just mixing it up. Trying not to get the batter off. Yeah, it's a very strong vinegar smell, but I promise it's not too much. I'm just going to smell it first. So I have 30 minutes left, and 15 minutes I'm going to turn it again. Okay, excuse me, this is the second time I'm turning it, mixing it, and you can see that it's getting very slightly, like you really can't see, but it's thickening up. You'll see when I finally take it out, which is going to be in another 15 minutes. And but yeah, it's thickening up, and this is delicious over rice, and that's how we usually have it. Okay, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so it's done, and favorite part. And yep, it still kind of burns my eyes a little bit, but it won't burn your mouth. It's not going to be like that. It's just your eyes with the vinegar cooking. And it's thickening up a little. And once you let it sit here a few minutes, it's going to thicken up even more. So I'll show you what it looks like all plated up. This one, get an even amount of sauce on them. It's delicious. They really are good. Alright, and I'm gonna let this sit here a minute. I'll be back. Okay, and here is the results. It's really good, and what I do is I put it over rice, and then I put a little sauce. I put the chicken on, then I put a little extra sauce on. And it's so delicious and tender. You will not be sorry. Okay, thank you so much for spending time with me. I hope you have a great day. Bye.